A 3-year-old boy plunges to his death in Aberdeen. In Jiangxi province, a train derailment caused by a landslide. And Obama unveils bipartisan panel to investigate Gulf of Mexico oil spill.
Good evening. A 3-year-old boy died in Aberdeen today after plunging from the 18th floor of the building where he lived. Police have arrested the boy's grandmother, who was looking after him at the time, on suspicion of child neglect. Danielle Tran reports.
It's a family's worst nightmare, being told by police your 3-year-old child is dead. Danielle Tran, TVB News.
Authorities in the eastern province of Jiangxi are in a race against time tonight, trying to rescue passengers from a train that derailed after a landslide damaged the track. So far, at least 19 people have been confirmed killed. 71 others have been injured. The train was running from Shanghai to the tourist city of Guilin at the time of the accident. More from Joanne Wong.
Joanne Wong, TVB News.
The train accident has also affected train services between Hong Kong and Shanghai. A train which was supposed to arrive in Shanghai at 10 this morning may arrive at 1 a.m. instead. Another train scheduled to leave the city for Hong Kong at about 6 p.m. has been delayed. And a train due to leave Hong Kong for Shanghai at around 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon may also be delayed. The MTR says it has already notified affected customers. Passengers can make inquiries through the MTR Intercity Through Train Service hotline 2947 7888. The political and economic stakes are rising for US President Barack Obama as the oil spill off the coast of Louisiana and its consequences grow worse by the day. Obama has unveiled a bipartisan panel to investigate the disaster, which may have already caused more environmental damage than the 1989 Exxon Valdez spill in Alaska. Given the magnitude of the crisis, Obama has ramped up pressure on companies linked to the spill: BP, Halliburton and Transocean. James Virgilia reports.
James Virgilia, TVB News.
Turning to another topic, Obama has previewed his new national security strategy before graduating cadets at the US Military Academy at West Point. The strategy, to be released next week, declares that the United States cannot act alone in the world and therefore shapes a new international order.
The burdens of this century cannot fall on our soldiers alone. It also cannot fall on American shoulders alone. Our adversaries would like to see America sap its strength by overextending our power. And in the past, we've always had the foresight to avoid acting alone.
Obama's words suggest he would deviate sharply from his predecessor, George W. Bush. Bush's go-it-alone approach placed US power over diplomacy in the aftermath of the September 11, 2001 terrorist attacks. An unveiling of the policy document called National Security Strategy is required by law of every US president. And still ahead in the news, a number 3 alarm fire in an old industrial building in Kwun Tong. A taxi crashes into a wall outside Government House. And in Poland, the church reburies Copernicus.
Fire safety of old industrial buildings is in the spotlight again.
El Milong, TVB News.
Online social networking groups are grasping many youth's attention. A survey has found that over 80% of local teenagers join such groups to show support. There are groups set up for nearly every controversial issue in Hong Kong. They have become a channel for young people to discuss current affairs, such as the construction of the high-speed rail link and the hot topic of universal suffrage. The Chinese YMCA Centre in Tsuen Wan interviewed more than 700 people aged 12 to 24. 20% of those who join the group say they do so because they want to express their opinions. Others do it just for a bit of fun. The organisation said the government should make use of such channels to communicate with teenagers. Social workers are reminding youngsters to learn to respect different opinions. A Labour group has called for a minimum wage of $35 per hour for Hong Kong workers. Members of the Labour Association marched to the central government offices today. They say $35 an hour is a reasonable rate in view of the rising cost of living. They have also demanded that the government set the maximum working hours at 8 hours a day. The Hong Kong Confederation of Trade Unions and Federation of Trade Unions previously proposed the minimum hourly wage be set at $33. The Soccer World Cup kicks off in South Africa in less than 3 weeks. Even though people can bet on soccer matches through the Jockey Club, police say many local residents are gambling through overseas websites. Officers are planning to crack down on such activities. Priscilla Ng reports.
Priscilla Ng, TVB News.
Now over to you, Jameson, for some football action.
Yeah, not just any football match. Special. Jose Mourinho's Inter Milan are champions of Europe.
And finally, the Roman Catholic Church has reburied a 16th century astronomer as a hero nearly 500 years after it condemned him as a heretic. Nicolaus Copernicus was reburied by Polish priests in a tomb in the cathedral where he once served as a church canon and doctor. An honour guard ceremoniously lowered his remains back into the same spot where part of his skull and other bones were found in 2005. The scientist's revolutionary theory that the Earth revolves around the sun helped usher in the modern scientific age. His model was based on complex mathematical calculations and naked eye observations of the heavens because the telescope had not yet been invented. But the Church didn't think much of his discoveries because it removed Earth and humanity from their central position in the universe. And that's all from the newsroom for now. Thanks for joining us.
Have a great night.
Good night.